At first glance, a crow looks ordinary. A black bird on a fence. A shadow crossing the sky. A noisy visitor in a city park. A dark shape moving between rooftops, wires, trees, and streets. Most people walk past crows without thinking too much about them. But the crow is watching. It notices patterns. It remembers places. It pays attention to faces. It listens to other crows. It learns where food appears, where danger hides, and which humans are worth avoiding. For centuries, crows have been surrounded by superstition. In many cultures, they have been connected with darkness, death, bad luck, battlefields, and mystery. Their black feathers, harsh calls, and habit of gathering around the dead made them easy to fear. But science is revealing something far more interesting. The crow is not just a symbol of darkness. It is one of the most intelligent wild animals living beside us. It can recognize individual humans. It can warn others about danger. It can solve problems. Some of its relatives can use and even shape tools. It can remember what happened in a place long after the moment has passed. And perhaps the most fascinating part is this. Crows are not hidden deep in some remote jungle. They are here, in our cities, parks, farms, forests, and neighborhoods. They live close to us. They study us. They adapt to us. And sometimes, they may understand our behavior better than we understand theirs. So the question is not simply, are crows intelligent? The better question is, why did nature build such a sharp mind inside such a familiar bird? To understand the crow, we first need to stop seeing it as just another bird. A pigeon may feed near people. A sparrow may build a nest under a roof. A gull may steal food at the beach. But a crow often seems to do something different. It does not just react. It evaluates. If you walk toward a crow, it may hop away, but not too far. It may turn its head and look at you with one eye, measuring your speed, your direction, your attention. If you keep walking past, it may stay. If you stare directly at it, it may move. If you hold food, it may become interested. If you carry a tool, a bag, or move in an unusual way, it may become cautious. This kind of behavior tells us something important. A crow's world is full of decisions. Every day, it must decide where to feed, where to perch, when to approach, when to flee, which other birds to follow, which animals to avoid, and which humans are safe. For a wild animal, these are not small choices. A bad decision can mean losing food, losing a nest, being injured, or being killed. In the wild, intelligence is not about looking clever. It is about making useful decisions under pressure. And crows are very good at that. One of the most famous discoveries about crows is that they can recognize human faces. Not just humans in general. Specific people. In experiments with American crows, researchers wore masks while capturing and banding wild birds. Later, when people wore the same mask again, crows reacted strongly. They gave alarm calls. They scolded. They mobbed. They behaved as if that particular face meant danger. Even more interesting, the knowledge did not stay only with the captured birds. Other crows could learn from the reaction. Young crows could learn from older crows. A face connected to danger could become part of the local knowledge of a crow community. Imagine that for a moment. A person walks through an area wearing an ordinary face. To other humans, nothing unusual is happening. But to the crows, that face may carry a history. Danger. Avoid. This does not mean crows are taking revenge in the human sense. A crow is not sitting in a tree plotting like a villain. But it does mean crows can connect an individual human with a past event, remember that connection, and communicate danger to others. That is powerful survival intelligence. A crow that remembers danger does not need to make the same mistake twice. A crow that learns from another crow can avoid danger without experiencing it directly. Humans do this too. We warn each other about unsafe streets, aggressive dogs, poisonous plants, dangerous people, and bad decisions. We do not survive only by personal experience. We survive by shared information. Crows also live in a world of shared information. Their calls are not random noise. They can signal danger, food, territory, conflict, or social attention. When one crow reacts, others may come to investigate. When a group gathers and calls loudly, something important may be happening. To us, it may sound like chaos. To them, it may be news. This ability to learn socially is one reason crows have done so well in human environments. A single crow can discover a danger or opportunity, but a group can spread that information. Over time, the landscape becomes filled with memory. This tree is safe. This road has food. This human feeds birds. This human is dangerous. This place is risky. The crow does not need a written map. It carries one in its mind. For a long time, humans underestimated birds because bird brains are small. The phrase bird-brained became an insult, as if a small brain meant simple behavior. But that view was too simplistic. Bird brains are not just smaller versions of mammal brains. They are organized differently. In some intelligent birds, especially corvids and parrots, many neurons are packed into a compact space. That means a bird can have a small brain by weight, but still have a very powerful system for processing information. Crows do not have a human cerebral cortex. They are not built like primates, but they have brain regions that support memory, decision-making, learning, and flexible behavior. Nature did not copy the human brain and shrink it into a bird. Nature found another solution. Efficient, adapted to flight, vision, movement, and survival in a changing world. This is one of the most important ideas in animal intelligence. Intelligence is not a ladder with humans at the top and every other animal below. Intelligence is more like a tree with many branches. Different minds evolved for different problems. An octopus developed intelligence in the ocean, with arms that explore and manipulate the world. An elephant developed intelligence in a large social body, with memory, family bonds, and long life. A dolphin developed intelligence in sound, movement, and cooperation. And a crow developed intelligence in a world of flight, danger, opportunity, and constant observation. A crow is not intelligent because it is almost human. A crow is intelligent because being a crow is difficult. Think about the environment of a city crow. A city is not natural in the old sense, but for a crow it is a huge puzzle. There are cars, people, dogs, traffic lights, bins, windows, buildings, wires, parks, fast food wrappers, insects, roadkill, nesting spaces, rival birds, and predators. Some things are dangerous. Some things are useful. Many things are both. A road can kill a crow, but a road can also crack open a hard nut. A human can be a threat, but a human can also drop food. A garbage bin can contain something edible, but it can also contain sharp objects, plastic, chemicals, or competition from other animals. The crow has to read this world constantly. It needs timing. It needs patience. It needs caution. It needs courage, but not too much courage. This is why urban crows often seem bold. They may stand close to traffic. They may approach people in parks. They may inspect bags, bins, and picnic tables. But bold does not mean stupid. Often, what looks like bravery is calculation. A crow near traffic may wait for the right moment. It may learn the rhythm of cars. It may notice when people are distracted. It may remember where food usually appears. This is a quiet kind of intelligence. It is not dramatic like a lion hunt. It does not explode into the scene like a shark attack. It is the intelligence of small decisions, repeated hundreds of times a day. And those small decisions are exactly what survival is made of. Many animals struggle when humans transform the landscape. Forests become roads. Wetlands become buildings. Fields become parking lots. Food sources disappear. Noise and light change the environment. But crows often adapt. They do not need the world to remain the same. They learn the new rules. This flexibility is one of their greatest strengths. A highly specialized animal may be excellent in one environment but helpless when that environment changes. A crow is more of a generalist. It can eat many kinds of food. It can nest in different places. It can live in forests, farms, suburbs, and cities. It can observe, test, learn, and adjust. In a changing world, flexibility can be more valuable than perfection. Some of the most striking examples of crow intelligence come from New Caledonian crows. These birds live on islands in the South Pacific, and they are famous for using tools. They can use sticks, stems, and plant material to extract insects and larvae from holes and crevices. Even more impressively, they can modify materials to make tools more effective. In some cases, they create hook tools. A hook may seem like a small thing, but in the world of tool use, it is a major step. A straight stick can probe. A hooked stick can pull. That tiny curve at the end changes what the tool can do. For a bird trying to reach food hidden inside wood, that difference matters. New Caledonian crows do not have hands. They do not have fingers. They do not sit at workbenches or design tools on paper. They work with a beak, feet, vision, memory, and practice. Their anatomy also seems connected to their tool use. Their beaks help them hold tools in a way that gives them good control over the tip. Their eyes and posture allow them to see what they are doing. This tells us something important. Intelligence does not exist only in the brain. It works through the whole body. A crow's tool use depends on the beak, the eyes, the head, the feet, the branch, the insect, and the shape of the hole. The mind is connected to the body, and the body is connected to the environment. Human intelligence was shaped by hands. Crow intelligence was shaped by wings, beaks, branches, and hidden food. Different bodies create different kinds of minds. But the problem is similar. How do you get what you need from a world that does not simply give it to you? One famous story about crows goes back thousands of years. In the fable of the crow and the pitcher, a thirsty crow finds water at the bottom of a container. The water is too low to reach. So the crow drops stones into the container, one by one, raising the water level until it can drink. For a long time, this was just a clever story. Then scientists tested similar problems with real birds. In experiments with New Caledonian crows, birds were presented with tubes, water, objects, and out-of-reach food. To solve the task, they needed to drop objects into water so the level would rise and bring the reward within reach. The crows were often good at choosing useful objects. They preferred objects that sank rather than floated. They performed better when the physical relationship made sense. But when the task became more confusing or less directly connected, their performance could drop. That detail is important. The point is not that crows understand physics like human scientists. They do not. They are not tiny engineers wearing feathers. The point is more subtle and more scientifically interesting. Crows can learn relationships between objects, actions, and outcomes. They can solve physical problems. They can use experience. They can act in ways that suggest a practical understanding of cause and effect. That is why the most honest answer is not that crows are magical or that they think exactly like humans. The real answer is more interesting. Crows are practical problem solvers. They do not need to understand the universe. They need to understand enough of the world to survive in it. And sometimes, that is exactly what intelligence is. A crow does not have to explain why a stone raises the water level. It only has to learn that dropping the right object into the right place can bring food closer. It does not need to understand engineering. It only needs to know that a hooked tool works better than a straight one in certain situations. It does not need to know what a human face means in the way another human would. It only needs to remember that this face, in this place, was connected to danger. This is one of the most important lessons we can learn from crows. Intelligence in nature is rarely about abstract genius. It is about useful behavior. It is about memory, attention, learning, flexibility, and timing. And in all of these areas, crows are exceptional. One of the clearest examples is memory. Not memory as a simple trick, but memory as a survival system. Many members of the crow family hide food for later. This behavior is called caching. A bird may find more food than it can eat in one moment, so it stores some of it in different places. A small hole in the ground, a crack in bark, a patch of leaves, a hidden corner of a landscape that, to us, looks completely ordinary. But for the bird, that landscape becomes filled with invisible points of meaning. Here are the food. There, another bird was watching. This place is safe. That place is risky. Caching may sound simple, but it creates one of the hardest problems an animal can face. If you hide food, you have to find it again. And to find it again, you need more than instinct. You need a memory of place. Sometimes, you also need a memory of what was hidden. And in some cases, you need a memory of time. Because not all food stays good forever. A nut may last. A piece of meat may spoil. An insect may decay. Some food is valuable today but useless tomorrow. So the animal must make decisions based not only on where something is, but on what it is and how long it has been there. That is a very different kind of intelligence from simply reacting to what is in front of you. It means the bird's mind is stretched across time. The past matters because the bird remembers where it hid something. The future matters because the bird will need that food later. And the present matters because the bird must decide whether to recover it, move it, protect it, or ignore it. Some studies with corvids, especially scrub jays, have shown behavior that looks remarkably close to this kind of memory. The birds behaved as if they remembered what kind of food they had hidden, where they had hidden it, and how much time had passed. Scientists are careful with the language here. In humans, we often talk about episodic memory, the ability to remember personal experiences, almost like replaying a scene in the mind. With animals, we cannot simply ask what they feel when they remember. So researchers often use a more cautious phrase, episodic-like memory. That small word, like, matters. It reminds us not to exaggerate. But even with that caution, the behavior is extraordinary. These birds are not living only in the present moment. They are using information from the past to make decisions about the future. And for a wild animal, that can be the difference between surviving and starving. But memory becomes even more complicated when other animals are involved. Because a hidden piece of food is only safe if no one else knows where it is. If another bird watches a crow hide food, that food may be stolen later. So now the problem is not just physical. It is social. The crow has to pay attention not only to the food and the hiding place, but also to the audience. Who was watching? How close were they? Could they see the exact location? Are they likely to steal it? Should I move it when they leave? Some corvids have been observed re-hiding food after being watched by another bird. This behavior suggests that they are sensitive to the possibility that another individual has useful information. Again, we should be careful. This does not automatically mean they think about other minds in exactly the same way humans do. But it does show something very important. Crows and their relatives live in a world where knowledge has value. Information can be seen. Information can be remembered. Information can be stolen. A hidden meal is not just a meal. It is a secret. And in a social world, secrets are fragile. This is one reason the crow family is so fascinating. Their intelligence is not only about tools or puzzles. It is also about social life. A crow must understand other crows. It must know who is aggressive, who is familiar, who is dangerous, who is dominant, who is young, who is experienced, and who is worth following. It must notice when others are alarmed, when they are feeding, when they are fighting, and when they are gathering for a reason. For a social animal, other individuals are part of the environment. A tree does not deceive you. A stone does not watch you. A branch does not remember where you hid food. But another crow might. This makes the social world one of the most difficult puzzles in nature. It is always changing. Every individual has its own goals, memories, relationships, and reactions. A crow living among other crows is not just navigating a physical landscape. It is navigating a living network of attention. This helps explain why their calls, gatherings, and group behavior matter so much. When one crow gives an alarm call, others may respond. When one bird discovers food, others may notice. When a predator appears, a group may form and harass it. This behavior is called mobbing. To a predator, mobbing is annoying and sometimes dangerous. To the crows, it can be a powerful defense. A single crow is vulnerable, but a group of loud, coordinated birds can make life difficult for an owl, hawk, fox, cat, or even a human they associate with danger. Mobbing is not random chaos. It can be information, defense, and teaching all at once. Young birds may learn what to fear by watching adults. Other crows may learn which places are dangerous. A threat that one bird noticed can become a threat that many birds remember. This is how a group becomes more than a collection of individuals. It becomes a memory system, a warning system, a network of eyes and voices spread across the landscape. And this brings us to one of the most haunting behaviors crows are known for. People often call it a crow funeral. A crow finds another crow dead. It calls loudly. Other crows arrive. They gather in the trees, on rooftops, on fences, or on the ground nearby. They may call again and again, sometimes for several minutes. To human eyes, the scene can feel strangely emotional. A group of blackbirds surrounding the dead, a chorus of harsh calls. A sudden seriousness in a place that, moments earlier, seemed ordinary. It is easy to imagine that they are mourning. And maybe there are emotional experiences involved that we do not fully understand. But science has to be careful. The strongest evidence suggests that these gatherings are at least partly about learning danger. A dead crow is not just a body. It is information. Something happened here. A predator may be nearby. A person may be dangerous. A trap may have been set. This place may no longer be safe. For a crow, ignoring that information could be deadly. So the gathering becomes a lesson. The death of one bird becomes knowledge for many. This does not make the behavior less meaningful. In some ways, it makes it even more powerful. Crows may be turning death into survival. They are not gathering because of superstition. They are reading the scene. They are asking in their own way what happened here and how can we avoid the same fate. This is one of the reasons crows feel so mysterious to us. They behave in ways that seem almost familiar, but not completely. They gather around the dead, but we cannot say they grieve exactly as humans do. They recognize faces, but they do not know people as we know people. They use tools, but they do not build technology like we do. They remember, but we cannot enter their memories. They are close enough to us to feel intelligent, but different enough to remain wild. And that difference matters. A crow is not a small human in feathers. It does not need to be human to be remarkable. Its mind was shaped by flight, danger, social life, hidden food, changing landscapes, and thousands of daily decisions. That is why comparing animal intelligence to human intelligence can sometimes mislead us. We often ask the wrong question. We ask whether an animal is smart like us. But the better question is whether an animal is smart for the world it lives in. A crow does not need to write, speak, or count like a person. It needs to remember who threatened it. It needs to know when to approach food and when to wait. It needs to read the behavior of other birds. It needs to recognize danger before danger becomes too close. And in that world, the crow is extraordinary. This also explains why crows are so successful around humans. We change landscapes faster than most animals can adapt. We cut forests, build roads, light the night, fill cities with noise, and create dangers that did not exist before. For many species, this is devastating. But crows often find a way to survive in the spaces we create. They use our buildings as lookout points. They search our streets for food. They learn our routines. They exploit our waste. They avoid our threats when they can. They are not dependent on us like pets. They are not controlled by us like livestock. They live beside us as wild observers. And perhaps that is what makes them so fascinating. A dog may look at us with loyalty. A crow looks at us with judgment. Not moral judgment, but practical judgment. Are you dangerous? Are you useful? Are you predictable? Should I remember you? This is why a crow staring from a rooftop can feel so different from most encounters with wildlife. It is not simply looking. It seems to be assessing. And maybe it is. The crow's intelligence is not loud or obvious. It is not always dramatic. It is not about one spectacular trick. It is built from attention. A pause before moving. A call that brings others. A hidden piece of food. A face remembered years later. A tool shaped from a twig. A warning passed through a group. A dead bird turned into a lesson. Small moments, repeated across a lifetime, become a survival strategy. And when we put those moments together, the ordinary blackbird becomes something else. A problem solver. A social learner. A survivor. A mind watching from the edge of our world. And maybe that is why crows have followed humans for so long. Not because they belong to us. Not because they depend on us completely. But because they understand opportunity. Where humans go, the world changes. Forests open. Roads appear. Waste appears. Buildings rise. New dangers arrive, but so do new possibilities. Many animals retreat from that kind of change. Crows investigate it. They are not fearless. They are not invincible. But they are curious enough to explore and cautious enough to survive. That balance is rare. Too much fear, and an animal misses every opportunity. Too much boldness, and it dies young. The crow lives somewhere in between. It approaches, but carefully. It watches, but from a safe distance. It tests the world, but does not fully trust it. This may be the deepest secret of the crow's intelligence. It is not just memory. It is not just tool use. It is not just social learning. It is the ability to adjust. To change behavior when the situation changes. To use yesterday's experience in today's decision. To learn not only from success, but from danger. And this is why the crow feels so modern. In a world that is changing quickly, the animals that survive are often not the strongest, the fastest, or the largest. They are the most adaptable. The crow is a master of adaptation. It can live in a quiet forest, a noisy city, a farm field, a coastal town, a mountain valley, or a suburban street. It can search for insects, seeds, eggs, fruit, carrion, scraps, and almost anything else it can use. It can avoid predators, study people, follow other animals, and remember places where food appeared before. It does not need a perfect world. It needs a world with patterns. And once it finds those patterns, it learns. This should make us look at familiar animals differently. Sometimes the most extraordinary minds are not hidden in rare creatures far away. Sometimes they are standing on a lamppost outside a supermarket. Sometimes they are calling from a tree in a city park. Sometimes they are walking across a road, waiting for the exact moment when the traffic becomes useful instead of dangerous. We often imagine nature as something separate from human life. A distant forest, a wild ocean, a remote mountain. But crows remind us that nature is also here. It is on rooftops, fences, parking lots, schoolyards, gardens, fields, and sidewalks. Wild intelligence is not always far away. Sometimes it is watching us while we are too busy to notice. And when we finally do notice, the crow challenges the way we see the animal world. It reminds us that intelligence does not have to look gentle. It does not have to look beautiful. It does not have to look friendly. It does not even have to look familiar. A crow's intelligence is dark, sharp, cautious, opportunistic, social, and practical. It is the intelligence of survival. Not a fairy tale version of nature, but the real thing. A world where food is hidden, danger is constant, memory matters, and every mistake has a cost. That is the world that shaped the crow. And that is the world the crow understands. Perhaps this is why people have always told stories about them. We sensed something in crows before science could fully explain it. We saw them gather around the dead. We saw them appear after battles. We saw them watching from rooftops and trees. We gave them meaning because they seemed to know something. And in a way, they did. Not the future. Not fate. Not magic. They knew the landscape. They knew danger. They knew opportunity. They knew how to remember. Science has not made crows less mysterious. It has made the mystery more real. Because the truth is better than the myth. The crow does not need to be supernatural to be fascinating. It is fascinating because it is natural. Because evolution, over millions of years, produced a bird that can recognize faces, use information socially, solve physical problems, hide food for the future, learn from death, and survive in a world transformed by humans. That should be enough to make us pause. The next time you see a crow, try to look at it differently. Do not see only a black bird. Watch the way it waits. Watch the way it turns its head. Watch how it keeps distance, but not too much. Watch how it reacts to other crows. Watch how it notices you noticing it. There may be a living map inside that small head. A map of streets, trees, people, dogs, food, danger, memory, and opportunity. A map written not in words, but in experience. For centuries, we looked at crows and saw omens. But perhaps they were never symbols of darkness. Perhaps they were symbols of awareness, of attention, of survival. The crow is not intelligent because it is like us. It is intelligent because it is completely itself. A wild mind shaped by a wild world. The kind of mind that does not need to speak to tell us something important. That nature is deeper than it looks. That animals are more complex than we once believed. And that sometimes, the creature watching from the branch may be remembering more than we imagine. So when a crow looks down at us from a rooftop or a tree, the most interesting question may not be what we think of it. Maybe the real question is what